Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing a 2024 Ford F-350 Lariat with the Sport Package. Before we get into this video, I'm going to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Lariat Miller Ford here in Provo, Utah for giving me some time with this truck. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you're going to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. So powering this is the high output Power Stroke. It's a 6.7 liter turbo diesel V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are 500 horsepower and then 1200 pound-feet of torque. Now before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the roof, we've got cab lights with this particular Super Duty, and then you guys can see down below the Super Duty logo stamped into the hood. C-shaped lights for the headlights, and then you got the fog light down below, and then notice how the grille's darker in coloration. Got the Ford logo with a camera there at the bottom. Tow hooks here on the front end, and then we do have the air dam built in from the factory. And putting it all together, finished in this star white metallic, I think it looks really sharp. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 275, 65, 20 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see here with the wheels, you've got the metallic gray, and notice how it's blacked out there in the center. And then obviously we've got the suspension all beefed up here with the 350. We do have a solid front axle as well. Got the splash guard there behind that, and then Lariat F-350 with this little badge and venting setup. 6.7L Power Stroke badge here on the side, and then you guys can see with the fixed side steps. Notice the mirror cap blacked out, and then you guys can see the door handles are body painted. And guess what? This has the double step situation, right? Normally we have just the bedside step, but this has the lower step, and well, it's to help out people that are vertically challenged. And then here's your full side view with this truck. It looks like this particular one has the 8-foot box. Now taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function, remote start, we got the tailgate drop down, and then the Ford logo there on the back, and plop. Now popping into the bed, first off you guys can see that we have the whole step system with this one. Got the ruler here on the back. We've got LED lights here. We've got all the plugins for the fifth wheel setup. We have a full power outlet as well. And yeah, bed liner from the factory, which I think is really cool. And when you're all done, I think this one has the auto raise function. Oh, I guess not. Anyways, lifting that up, pretty easy to get up. And then you guys can see Super Duty stamped into the tailgate. And I like the taillights here. Also got the Sport badge. And then we've got the bumper step set up here, and then the exhaust tips look pretty cool here in the Super Duty. And putting it all together, let me know your thoughts on the looks, and I almost missed another step. So we have the regular bumper step, and then we got the double bumper step, again, for those of you that are vertically challenged. Now taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see soft touch here at the top and then also down below, and then you've got this nice wood trim piece there. Speaker for the Bang & Olufsen sound system, and then plenty of storage, and then we've got that fixed side step. And being a Lariat, you guys can see the leather seats perforated all down the center, and I like the piping here on the side. And then you got storage underneath, which is nice. Flat loading floor in front. And then legroom's solid. We also have a little storage pocket here. Got some USB action. And then headroom, it's good. And then taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see again, soft touch all over. All of our window controls, front two are automatic. Got your mirror adjustments, they do power fold in, memory seats as well. And then the wood trim here. And then we do have blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, and then speaker for the Bang & Olufsen sound system. Almost forgot payload with the 350 is 3,908 pounds, quite a bit more than the 250 I reviewed a couple days ago. And then you can see with the front seats, again perforated, have the nice kind of like piping here. Power adjustments on the side. And then we have our parking brake here with our pedal adjustment. Light controls here with the mirror lights. Steering wheel is power adjustable, and then you got that silver with the American flag. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, soft touch all around. Got some nice stitching around the center. Got controls for the center stack, volume and voice command controls, cruise control on top of that, and then turn signal, windshield wiper stock, and then we have a column shifter here for the 10-speed automatic. Notice it has the plus and minus, so you can shift the gears yourself if you want. Full digital gauge cluster here in the center, and we can change through the drive modes here. It's got a cool animation for the different drive modes. It even has an off-road mode here with the Super Duty now, but there you go. In reverse, we do have a 360 camera system, so trajectory on the steering wheel, got that bird's eye view as well. And then we can see out of different points here with the vehicle. So really good stuff overall with the camera system. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, shortcut bar here at the bottom. I'd say it responds pretty dang quick. You have that auxiliary tab there as well. Knows Pro Power on board. And we got the smart hitch with this too, so it's got quite a bit of towing tech, I guess you could say. Diesel exhaust brake above the infotainment system. Yeah, it's for the camera system, hazard lights, stability control, hill descent control. And then you actually do have some soft touch here on the dash. Extends all the way over. And then we've got the double glove box here. It says Super Duty down below. And then you can see the outlet setup. Analog controls here for the radio, dual zone climate, heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, your trailer brake controls, and then you can see your drive line select with the rear locking differential and your drive mode select. More charging ports right there, more storage down below. And then we've got the bench seat configuration. This slides and all of that. Got the cup holders here. And then you can see it turns into a seat. And then got more storage underneath. So yeah, pretty versatile, right? This one has 6 auxiliary switches, which is always a nice thing. Power setting rear window. And then panoramic sunroof. So here's our window sticker for this Super Duty 2024. You guys can see this is like loaded up with options. Anyways, total MSRP $92,435, and let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors. Just do a blind spot monitoring. Throw the rest to the rear. And, well, let us set off. So I just reviewed a 250 the other week. And obviously, you know, I try to review as many packages as possible. So now we're in Lariat 350. And I'll get as many 24 Super Duties as I can manage for the 24 model year. And since we're starting in 2023 with these reviews, I should have time to get all of the packages, right? Collect all of the Super Duty Infinity Stones. So first off, seat comfort's good in the Lariat. That's one thing that I do love about all Ford trucks is they just have really comfortable seats across the board. Ford does a really good job with that. I think that Chevy and Ram and GMC, which is, you know, technically Chevy, just different. I think they could learn a thing from Ford when it comes to seat comfort. Now this is a big beast, but it's not too difficult to drive. You do have to, like, I mean, at least for me, I do have to think about like where I'm going. I have to think about maneuvering and everything, but it's not overwhelming. You know, it's manageable, I guess is a good way that I could put it. And this is smooth. I think they've done, again, a really good job with this new Power Stroke setup. Oh man, I just barely got into it and I could feel that the traction control was cutting in. Yeah, so much power. I couldn't even go full throttle. That's the thing about this new Power Stroke, the high output at least, and the regular Power Stroke too, is it just has so much power, you never have the opportunity to go full throttle. It is absolute insanity. But it's cool, and I just imagine, like, I really want to tow with one of these one day, just to see what it's like to have a trailer behind with this much power. It's like finally something to kind of slow it down a little bit because of how crazy fast this truck is. So to cap things off, I think this looks great on the outside. I think that the Lariat has a really nice interior. It's super comfortable, drives well. The high output is craziness. It's super fast. It's a really fun truck, and I don't really have anything negative to say about the 350. I think the 350, in my opinion, is the sweet spot for the Super Duty, and the reason that I think that it's the sweet spot for the Super Duty is just based on the fact that the only difference between this and like a 250 really is, like, the biggest difference is you get an extra spring, right? So, like, I don't know, I think it's worth paying a little bit of extra money, having the extra payload, because other than that, the rest of the truck is so similar. It's like, yeah, again, I get it's a little bit more expensive, but I think it's worth paying the extra money. So then, like with the 350, I feel like this is so much payload that you don't even have to think about payload ever. Whereas with the 250, it might be a consideration with some loads that you're doing. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this 350. Let me know your thoughts on the 250 versus 350